right, you guys, podcast time.
Chew. It's quieter.
Fucking podcasting right now.
Chew quieter.
And now, to the podcast studio.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Chew Quieter. I am one of your hosts, Gabe Mercado. We also have Armando Verdugo with us, and Chris Meehan is not here today because it's too cold in Alabama, and he works in his or records in his garage, and it's frigid down in the South today. So Chris is excused because we don't want him to be freezing in his garage. So
China.
Yeah, Armando, introduce our guest today.
So our guests are Jim and Barb Horne. For those of you that don't know Jim and Barb, they've recently and most recently gained a ton of fame by lawn darting a gladiator out at KOH. So we're going to start with that, but there's plenty more we're going to talk about. They were still are fixtures in Moab, fixtures in the Jeep community with Jeep Jamboree racing and all kinds of other different things that they've worked on and developed and done throughout the years. So welcome, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Armando. Thank you.
Yes.
So, as he said, I think the first time a lot of people have heard about you was from this year's King of Hammers.
It's fortunate and unfortunate.
Since Armando wants
all
to start
publicity
with that,
is good publicity,
right, dude?
Reminding ourselves that.
Yeah.
Walk us through that really quick. Actually, before we get into that launch, is this the first Hammers that you guys have been in?
Oh no, not even close. I've raced it a couple times in a 4400 car, and that was our third time in a row racing it in our limited class truck. We raced a T4 class, the stock production class. So I've been in that infield several times, over the years. So, okay. Very familiar with it. Yeah.
So we can put all the rumors to rest that you guys are newbies.
No, not even close. I've raced
no.
for years and years and years.
What, that truck, that was like its 16th?
That was the 19th race for that truck.
19th race for that
Wow.
truck.
And that's Baja 500 a couple times, King of the Hammers 3 times, Mint 2 or 3 times, Vegas to Reno 3 times. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's seen a lot. Silver State 350, all of that. So it has a lot of races under its belt. We've been driver and co-driver the entire existence of that truck. And, that's one thing. I'll let you go ahead and speak, but it was we own it. It was a co-driver and driver mistake, but there were a lot of steps that played into that incident because it's not like we've never raced before. No. I've been racing for a long time.
Yeah.
So but we own it.
I kind of get the impression that you didn't mean to take that turn.
No. And that's. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh,
babe.
You can go back to the driver's meeting, and you're in a driver's meeting. You're in there with a lot of your friends and just people that know you. So there's a lot of talking going on. You're trying to listen to the driver's meeting. So I guess there was about 30 seconds spent on the gap jump. And for the existence of the King of the Hammer since 2007, there's never been a gap jump ever.
Right.
I've been in the infield many times, and I'm not making excuses.
No,
we completely own complacency, which is the worst thing for any racer or anything wheeling wise. Mm-hmm. So we own that. But like I said, there's a lot of steps. We'll go through those steps. I didn't, at the driver's meeting, I don't think it was hit upon a lot. It was about 30 seconds. They're like, 70 out of 75 cars made it through the gap jump. And you hear it and you're like, gap jump, we're limited class. They must not be talking about us. This is probably the unlimited race later. And, we weren't the only ones that had an incident on it, obviously. We were the fourth one that day. So when you're banging around in a stock truck and you're coming
getting
down.
The shit beat out of you, basically.
We're busting down, through the Bronco Arch and down Bronco Hill. You're dropping off a 4-foot ledge. All we're doing, we see straight below us because you're picking your next move. It's not like we're looking ahead like in a 4400 car. You drop down and then you see a face of a jump. And for the history of time, it's always been tabletops. And like I said, for us, we weren't prepared. We should have prepared better. There's a lot of things that go into a little bit of pre-running and some things like that. We had just time schedule wise with a lot of stuff. You look up, you see red, white, and black Bronco flags. And from the air, it's great. You can see the bypass. It's not burned in yet, but you can see the bypass from the air. But when you're racing, you're just like, oh.
I know.
And then one of our biggest things, a razor dropped off and just hauled ass beside us. And you're just thinking, tabletop. So we hit it, and you didn't even realize you were in the air or anything.
We had no idea until we hit that it was wrong.
It was a gap jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've wrecked a few times in the desert pretty fast, and it's, when you have energy going with you, it's great. But man, when you have energy and you stop all of a sudden, it's not good. So we hit that, boom, we hit the ground, and then we were just talking, of course, we were just like, we both looked at each other. We're like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, yeah. And, we just stopped. We went from 41 to 0. And then I was like, are we on course? And
I'm like,
Barb's zooming in, and she's like, we are dead on course. So I'm like, unhooking all my shit. I'm getting out. And I get out, and then I'm looking there in the gap, and I'm like, is this a gap jump? What is this, a jump? So
it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was.
Jacked her leg up, and then, safety comes in, and they're like, hey, man, you guys are like the fourth people to do that. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make me feel any better, but it doesn't make me feel any worse.
Like a sign, like 100 yards up, hit the fucking gas. Maybe?
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. And I know while we're on here, and co-driver mistake.
Absolutely.
But definitely, like, GPS data. Give me some skull and crossbones, and co-driver wise. When you come down, if you race Best in the Desert, if you race Score, if you race King of the Hammers, if you race the Mint, there's always for G outs and things like that. There's 3, but there's 3 or 4 signs ahead of time before you hit a G out, like danger, danger, danger.
Yeah.
And you drop off of that jump or off the Bronco arch. There was nothing. There was literally no signage whatsoever. So, and nothing, Dave Cole puts on an awesome race, awesome dude. We love it. We're going to continue to race it, but to help keep racers safe. And I say that because we made a mistake, and I understand that, but then there's a few people that did it also.
Yeah.
So, but some signage or some GPS data would have been great.
But we sure did love those messages that showed the aerial picture saying, it's right there. Well, no shit.
Because you're a bunch of dumbasses. You should have hammered down.
Right.
Hey, you can't park there.
6,500 truck, 40 feet across there. So anyway, okay, sorry, man. We're going on too long. But
no. This is the main.
We definitely own it.
The main topic we want to hit.
Co-driver mistake.
Yeah.
What do you think the optimal speed is for that jump?
For a truck our size, it would have been about 65 at least.
And what do you think you hit it at?
We hit it at about 41. Because it was a tabletop. We thought it was a tabletop. So we were just going to roll through it, catch a little air, boom, boom. You do a little bump, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
Okay, at 65, what is the landing going to be like? Not much better.
You know what? Believe it or not, the landing with the truck that heavy and the way the truck flies, because we've jumped that truck probably 100 times.
We jumped it. Yeah.
It's pretty smooth. And the way the face of the jump was, because there wasn't a steep face to where you catch a lot of air. It's just a speed jump. Mm-hmm. So your momentum carries you across. It doesn't fly you high in the air. It just flies you flat and straight. Momentum and speed is the most important thing, which we did not have because we didn't know we were in the gap jump.
No, but at the end, there's not a turn at the end. It's just straight out.
When you're dropping down before the jump.
No, after the jump when you come out.
No, after the jump, it was straight out, and then it was a turn to the right. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's plenty of room to land the jump.
Yeah, land at 65 and slow down for the turn, you'd be fine. Okay. That's what I was wondering. Like, if you got to go that fast, what does it look like?
Yeah. As far as the course being designed and safety making the jump, it was perfect.
Yeah.
We don't hold anything against anybody. Course design, Dave. It is what it is.
It was a great course. The whole course was probably the best that I've seen in a long time. The way that they
for sure, for sure. And that's one thing for us. We've been racing a number of years, and if you aren't, you could be Rob Mack. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to wreck your shit fortunately and unfortunately for us, we had awesome drone live footage going right in front of the truck going, hey, look at these guys that just fucked up majorly. So, it is what it is. You can either laugh or cry, and we decide to laugh.
You gotta go with it. Yep.
Yeah. And we're coming back stronger than ever. So,
yeah, no.
But it does sting.
How many sponsors have you gained since then?
Dude, all of our sponsors.
All the sponsors love it. All the sponsors love it. All the sponsors are definitely going to love it. The sponsors love it right now. So, and you guys have been doing really good with the post media, showing sponsored products and how they survived, and doing a lot of that post, which is really good. The sponsors are definitely loving the fact that you can make a mistake, and still keep it. You don't have to win the race. You just have to do what's right with the sponsors.
Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do. You try to make light of every situation. And that's one thing. We're not inexperienced racers. We've raced that truck 19 times. I think we probably have 13 or 14 podiums and then 2 wins with the truck. So it's just one of those things, man, those steps that just, and like I said, the word I hate the most is complacency. And I think we got a little complacent.
Absolutely.
I've raced it this many times, we know what to expect. And so, but it's going to bring us back as better racers for sure.
Yep.
100%. We have a lot of redemption now too, man. We got to pick back up on this with what we had. So.
Yeah. But the one thing, track complacency was there, but what wasn't complacent was safety. One thing we wanted to really talk about is the safety, because you guys both walked away. Barb banged her knee, got some bruising on the knee. You both just walked away. So what people don't understand, and what some people do, but not everyone understands, is that you have a seat, you have safety gear, you have both your Hans device on, helmets. Talk about that and how that change in the rules and adding safety to the new race series rule book has really affected how you're able to just walk away from this, as bad as that seems.
And you just said a mouthful right there. With everything that comes with safety and higher speeds, and it changes so quick, but it literally saved our life. We run a PRP podium seat, a podium elite seat. We prefer, because I'm older, I'm 53, so a lot of people like a solid bottom seat, because the more you race, the longer you race with a suspension seat, we'll sink down a little bit. Some people don't like to lose that into vision, which it does suck. But when you have a crash like we had, and you're slamming down with that suspension seat, it's got to give.
Yep.
So your spine isn't compressing on top of itself and really hurting you. The Hans device, we're continuously throughout the race really strapping ourselves down. And you see a lot of wreck wheelers at a high speed. If you're doing a slow rollover rock crawling, which we've been in a lot of those just for fun and stuff, a 2-inch strap is really good, but a 3-inch strap is the most important, because we didn't break any collarbones. Anything, Barb's been through breast cancer twice and reconstructive breast surgery. Her reconstructive surgery survived. And it has a lot to do with those 3-inch harnesses. And safety, it literally saved our life. And Hans devices and our helmets, and it's super important. We have a couple of friends that have been really injured, and I'm telling you guys, the most important, every strap is really important.
Submarine.
But that submarine or the crotch strap is one of the most important, because it holds you down, it holds you in, and it holds you back, because it just pulls everything to the center of that seat. And even though we were strapped in tight, we only hit about 41 miles an hour. Barb's legs hit the glove box. On my side, it was better, because like where my knees hit, you can see where our fire suits hit it, because they were all dusty. But my left side is just crushed in and bent the bottom of the dash compartment, or the dash compartment in. Barb's didn't have any give. That's why her knees got hurt. But that just shows we have a tight compartment. The Gladiator compartment is very tight.
Very tight. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as building the cage, the tech and everything, it's really tight. So you can't give yourself too much room. And I'm a short dude, and Barb's average height. So you're trying to keep everything tight, but those belts, even though the 3-inch
You still give a little.
pro harnesses, they got an inch of stretch in there at that speed. So,
But if we hadn't had all that,
we'd be dead.
mm-hmm.
We would have had broken necks.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee it.
For sure.
So when you're out there,
I'm assuming you had to rip the airbags out for a lot of that stuff.
Yes, sir.
Too,
we did. We removed the airbags from the steering wheel and the dash and everything as far as like side airbags. All of those are out of the truck. Yeah, because Barb's GPS, it's right in front of where the airbag comes out, and if you're buckled in and you're safe, you don't usually walk away. Airbag's going to hurt you more than anything with something that's in the cab of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For that, airbag is not the way to go.
No.
The safety equipment that you guys are using is way more efficient for that type of use.
Oh, for sure. And then you have a lot of people, just racers, you're trying to get through tech and, they want me to do this. They want me to do that. Oh, my helmet's out of date or my belts are out of date.
It's for a reason.
There's a reason they check all that stuff. A couple of the things they check most is, your cage and, is it a good sound cage? And then your safety gear that you have.
Uh-huh.
Nothing can be out of date. And I don't care what organization you race with. Every tech inspector is super hard on safety gear.
Yeah.
And we're very thankful for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You hear the people complain about, my harnesses are out by a month. Well, that's designed to keep you alive. It's the things that are there to keep you safe, to keep you alive. My fire extinguisher expired yesterday. It's still full.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you don't want to be in a situation where your safety provisions are not there and working the way that they need to work. And just think about yourself. Think about yourself, not just, I just want to race. Well, no, you don't want to race if you're going to put your life and your body in jeopardy.
You want to go home to your family.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You want to go home and do other things. This isn't your last race. I mean, if you're just out to go do some stupid shit, go freaking play in Chocolate Thunder at 2 a.m.
Which a lot of people do.
Lighting fireworks.
Well, right. If you don't care for your life, go do that shit. Come on.
Yeah. One thing Barb and I did not do, we went to Chocolate Thunder, but we did get in a fist fight or get any fireworks shot at us and drunk. We failed, but we won, damn it. Of course you have to go, you go and you're just like, holy shit, this is insane. So, it's King of the Hammer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did your frame survive that impact at all?
Say that again?
Did the frame survive that impact at all?
Dude, so the front of the frame, we lost about 4 inches. As far as behind the fender or behind the tires, it didn't crinkle or rumple up at all. But we lost about 3 inches on the front of the frame horns pushing back. So when that pushed back, it just took out the tranny or the transcooler, and then the radiator. The transcooler pushed into the radiator. Mm-hmm. But as far as the truck running, it runs great. And then we broke the frame in Baja a few years back. We fish plated it and fixed it. But once it stabbed in front of our repair, it cracked the frame on the left side really bad. It stretched the frame on the right side. Mm-hmm. It's definitely repairable. We're going to rebuild. Well, we'll repair the rear and then probably cut the front of the truck off just because of where the the radiator mount is and everything like that. We might be able to fix it. But we'll tear the truck down and take a little bit better look at it and see what'll happen. But we will race that truck October or November this year. Just
it can't go out.
Can't go out like that, man.
Redemption.
She's not ready to go.
No, not yet. We'll turn it into a pre-runner. Yeah. But as far as Jeep engineering and what they've done with the frame, it completely protected us.
Yeah.
It crumpled where it was supposed to.
Yep.
For the impact we had, and then the cab was totally the 4 doors. We shot a bunch of videos, open and closed, just like when we first got the truck. Yeah. So nice. that's saying something about everything. Obviously the fenders and the hood all pushed back. But other than that, it's. I think we're gonna be okay with it.
It crumpled as it should have, and
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that engine didn't drop out on it.
Dude.
That impact.
There's nothing even leaking. Like
yeah, other than all the tranny fluid leaked out of the trans cooler.
Except for that.
Except for that.
No, cooler. But cooler is cooler. But because every time I see like all these crash videos when they show like when you hit the impact when they're doing those crash dummy tests, is that the engine is designed to push out and down.
Yeah,
when that frame moves and the crumple zones all get it to push. So
and
I don't know.
Yeah, if it wasn't, we did. It was about 41 miles an hour. I don't know if it was we hit a soft dirt face. It didn't feel soft, but obviously we pressed into it. So I don't know with a little combination with the frame crumpling a little bit and that softer dirt. But the motor mounts are fine. The T case and tranny mounts, they're fine.
Okay.
It's insane.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yes. So it absorbed a lot of the energy. The front of the vehicle did. So likely, you had a steel bumper, right?
We had an aluminum bumper. We had a Nemesis aluminum bumper.
I was going to say it was that Nemesis bumper.
Okay. So you had an aluminum bumper. So that probably mushroomed flat.
It did.
So that is energy transfer there.
100%.
That mushroomed out, and then those ripples at the frame horn where you lost the 3 inches all compressed.
Yeah.
And absorbed the energy. So I think that was probably the savior is the design of the aftermarket as well as the frame going together.
I think so, 100%.
Yeah.
I think we posted a video today because we shot it with Nemesis or about Nemesis, and the aluminum bumper it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I think with the crumple zone and the soft dirt, I think it saved the rest of the Jeep, other than the rear frame. But other than that, it's pretty solid still. And that Jeep's been raced. It's been raced for 4 years. It's got 13,000 race miles on it. And if people don't, are 13,000 test, tune, and race miles on it. And you say 13. People don't realize how hard those miles are on that stock truck.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard. So.
Can you still hear the impact?
I don't even know if I heard it when it happened. And I think that maybe helped play into where we didn't really get injured. We didn't have time to tense up. We just thought we were going across the tabletop and then boom. But
I don't hear it, but when I think about it, I feel it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't hear it, but I feel it. And because it was extra because we didn't know it was going to happen, like you just said, couldn't tense up because we didn't know it was going to happen, but it was really scary because we didn't know it was going to happen. And then all of a sudden it was like just a stop. And it was crazy.
Yeah. It's a lot of energy.
Had no idea we were going to do that.
That probably helped you also not being so tense on the impact, because when you're bracing for something and you hit, that's when your muscles really get all sore and tense and injured, is because they're bracing for that and they're trying to hold everything back. And when you're loose, for the same example, why a lot of guys that are drunk driving and get in an accident, they're the ones that survive it because they're
100%.
Yeah, because I got rear-ended 3 years in a row with 3 different vehicles.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back it was probably like 10, 15 years ago. And once a year for 3 years in a row. And the first 2 just happened unexpectedly. The last one, I saw it happen, and I put my foot down and braced for it, and I got hurt the most on that one. And it was probably the lowest of the impacts. But
really?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I was tense and I was braced where I knew I could see it. There was nothing I could do. There was a car in front of me, 2 cars next to me, and this car was doing 45. I was at a red light, and I could see it. I'm like, that car's not stopping. There's nowhere for me to go other than jumping the sidewalk and trying to go in someone's front yard. So I was like, there's nowhere to go. So I just sat there and just went.
Oh.
And it was the worst of the 3. And the other ones I kind of saw happen, or didn't see happen just happened on their own and didn't tense up and didn't feel as much hurt as that one did.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's total sense. And that's where I think for us, we didn't know it was going to happen. So you go and lose, but that's where with the impact we had, I think safety gear wise, that's what really saved us and not being injured hardly at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked away with hardly anything. You walked away with a limp. So,
I still got a limp.
yeah.
You got a limp.
2.5 weeks later, I still have a limp.
Yeah. How's the bruise?
What was that?
How's the bruise?
It's
Is it still
getting
there?
better. Getting
just,
better.
It's just
more
three
brown.
colors now: brown, purple, or black, purple, and green. Yeah, before it's done some weird morphine. Like I don't even know how the bottom of her foot is bruised. The only thing that's not bruised from just a little bit above her knee is her heel. The rest of her foot and a little bit of your arch, just on the outside of your arch.
Yeah,
it's the weirdest thing. But anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Before we got to recording, we got into a little bit about your past living in Moab, being business owners in Moab. What do you want to talk about that a little bit, and then what you're doing now?
Sure. In 2007 and 2008, we owned an excavating company. We've always been off-roaders and building Jeeps for us and stuff like that.
Go to Moab on the weekends.
Yeah, 07 and 08. We owned an excavating company. We saw the housing industry kind of take a turn for the worse. So we kind of pivoted, and I came in with a stupid idea. I was like, hey, I want to start a Jeep tour company in Moab. And, of course, Barb's all in for everything always. And she's like, yeah, sounds great. What do we need to do? I'm like, well, shit's a little tight money-wise because, nobody's paying us right now. But we need to buy 2 more Jeeps, 2 more 4-doors when they came out. So we bought 2 more 4-doors, and I would come down on the weekends, and that's when we started Outlaw. We just started doing a few tours here and there. And then it kind of overtook what we were doing excavating wise. And then in 2009, we moved down and jumped in with both feet and didn't look back. We were working 7 days a week, at least 15 to 18 hours a day during the season, and just pushing and trying to build our brand and transfer everything from Salt Lake down to here. And then just met a lot of great people along the way that has done a lot for us. Terraflex is definitely one of those companies. We've known those guys before they were Terraflex when, Dennis was with Mepco. And we just, even Armando, when you were with Artec. And we've met so many great people along the way, and it's helped us out so much. And
I have to say, though, in the very beginning, when he would go down on the weekends, he would sit on a corner.
Oh, I felt like the biggest whore in the whole world.
We had no building. We had nothing.
Yep.
And he would sit on a corner with our Jeeps with a sign that said Jeep Tours. We had all our permits and everything, but we had no building. And so you would call me saying, I have a tour. I'm like, and it was very exciting.
With all that going on, dude, we had a house on 6 acres kind of overlooking Utah Lake. I was 37. I was like, man, barely made it through high school. I'm doing okay. And then within 2 years, all that shit went away. And we never lived above our means, but I mean, you have a lot of money out there when you're excavating, and and when it doesn't come through, you're like, So you pivot. But yeah, I sat on a corner with 3 Jeeps, and I did. I felt like a dirty whore out there. But it all worked out, man.
You're a dirty whore.
Oh yeah. So it was a very humbling experience, and I think that's one of the best attributes you can have as a person is to always be humble. And I'm 53, and we almost wheel every day, and I've learned shit from people that are 17 years old, and I've learned shit from people that are 97 years old. So sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up and listen to what's going on around you, and and try to be a better person and be a better racer and be a better wheeler, and see how your life works out. So we've learned a lot of shit from a lot of great people. Yeah. We don't know everything, and the day I think we think we know everything, we'll get out of this business, because that's where we don't need to be here anymore. So. Yeah.
So what are you doing these days?
I'm sitting on the couch with my leg up.
I get here. We're actually, it's funny because we're back in Moab right now, but we're house sitting for our daughter. Our daughter and our son-in-law are in Mexico, so we're watching their dogs. So we own a company called High Desert 4-Wheel Drive. So we build Jeeps. I'm trying to get out of that. So I had a customer drop a Jeep off today, and it's a pretty decent build, but I think this is going to be my last one. I'm getting a little older. We're concentrating more on parts development and selling our own parts. And, after the incident, we're going to go 100% into racing. So we like to travel a lot. So right now, our RV, we're full-time RVers right now. So we partnered up with Twisted Jeeps. We own High Desert, just Barb and I do. We partnered with Twisted. We started a Jeep rental company in Silverton, Colorado. And then we tried another one because we liked Pahrump, but it didn't have enough draw. So we actually went back to Johnson Valley and raced this year. And then we've been back there 3 years in a row, and I've always liked Yucca Valley. So we're like, you know what? Let's just try this shit here.
Go. Yeah.
So we're going to buy some property just in Johnson Valley or Landers and start doing some Jeep rentals and some tours there. And we'll continue to sell parts. Like I said, we're trying to get our steering up and running manufacturing-wise. But we sell, Terraflex parts, Rusty's parts, everybody's parts kind of. So we're just – it's cool. We've kind of evolved our life to be able to travel and do some things. We aren't rich. We can't retire. Everyone's like, "What, are you guys retired?" I'm like, "Fuck no, we're not retired at all. We're trying to figure all this out." So we're just trying to figure out to be happy, man. And so we spend a little time in Silverton, a little time in Moab, and a little time in Johnson Valley now. So I know that's an open-ended question, but that's what we're trying to do right now.
We're trying to figure our shit out too. So.
What do you guys want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Right?
Dude. Successful, brother.
No,
I just want to come home and not have to worry about money.
We're running out of time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like a 42-year-old woman that hasn't been pregnant. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
knock that guy up, Barb.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Whoa, our kids are 29 and 27, yeah. So, but one of the biggest things with what we get to do, we get to enjoy a little bit along the way. And, this life's not for everybody, for sure.
And if you actually just look at that and say, that is your richness, then the rest won't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it seems you found the happy medium between loving what you do and doing what you love.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just want a simple life.
Mm-hmm.
A simple life.
No,
you don't have to have.
I know, dude.
No, you don't. You want to race. Wait. You want to race. You want to race. You want grandkids. You want. All the rest. No, there's no easy with that.
I do. I just don't want much.
Girl wants the world. She just keeps saying that. Yeah, the world is a simple life. But we moved back to Moab a couple of years ago because we have grandkids now. So those are the best things that's ever happened. Just like we love our kids, but we're like, we don't. Where are the grandkids at? So, but that's why we ended up coming back to Moab almost 2.5-3 years ago.
Yeah.
We don't spend a lot of time here just being full-time RVers and doing some stuff. So we have to come back quite a bit. But yeah. Moab's changed so much over the last, we've been wheeling here since 96 or 97, and it's just changed so much now. And super expensive to live here. So.
Is it super expensive just to go there?
Yeah.
Not even live there. Just to go there is it's ridiculous. And
it is.
Yeah. We're gonna segue into something else. We're I talked to Gabe about this earlier. So for this year, typically we do the Patriot Crawl in Moab for Easter Jeep Safari for the veterans. This year we're moving to Trail Hero.
I think, and that's one thing too, because Trail Hero is really up and coming. Little Rich, our Rich, he's done so well with that. We know him so well, and his dad, and just a great dude. And I mean, 6 or 7, 8 years, that venue is quadruple in size.
It is changed. It has changed significantly from the first years of, hey, can you come? And then we were like, okay, we're going to come. And then really, what did we get out of this? Until now, it's like, okay, this is the destination. There are people that are missing Off-Road Expo, which is typically the big West Coast show and just doing Trail Hero.
Yeah.
So this being our 10th year of doing the Patriot Crawl, we're going to move it to Trail Hero.
No, that's awesome.
That's
I
cool,
think that's a
yeah.
great move.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
So-
we were involved with the Patriot Call in Moab right before we left.
We
Maybe
were.
14 or 15, I think we went out with you guys.
The first year in 15, you guys went it, I believe.
Yeah, and it was an awesome event, man. I'm just so happy you guys are continuing to do it and supporting everything you guys do. That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's huge the fact that we've kept this going for 10 years. I don't know how, but I know how.
Very
But,
cool.
awesome.
Congratulations,
sponsors
man.
and
It's hard
everything.
work.
So so we're excited to see what the changes come with moving it out of Moab back over to St. George for or Hurricane St. George area for Trail. So it should be fun.
I think that's it. It's a nice venue because you have just a little more, like places to book to stay and eat and things like that. So I don't think the pricing gets out of hand. St. George is a little expensive, but not anything like Moab right now.
No, and there's enough boarding and VRBOs and rentals throughout all the little cities out there that you can be in Laverkin and find an Airbnb. You can go out to even further out and find Airbnbs. I mean, there's even hotels in Mesquite that are 50 miles out that aren't that bad to get back into.
Yeah, we lived in Mesquite for 2 or 3 years
We
when we
did.
left. Well, that was actually the first
3
place we
years.
moved to when we left Moab. And then Steve
Mesquite.
Nance and I started Sand Hollow Off Road in Hurricane in 2017.
Yes.
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're very familiar with that area. We love it.
So it's going to be
That's
exciting
cool,
to see the
man.
change. So we're excited.
Yeah.
As Moab residents, what's your favorite trail out there? I mean, there's a lot of unknown trails to the people that visit. What's a trail that's your favorite that is more of a local trail than a tourist trail?
Dude, and it's weird. It's unfortunate. I like with Facebook and people being able to talk about everything. There's not too many trails that are left, other than if you're going hardcore like rear steer or something like that, because that's Kevin Carroll broke that trail years ago, but not too many people know about it. But it's a hardcore trail. You're not taking a 4-door on 40s through it. You're taking just a regular, just a comp rig or a purpose built rig to get through it. But I know this is going to sound stupid and cheesy, but
What? You're gonna
Hell's
say that? I
Revenge.
knew you were gonna say that.
man. I mean, obviously, Pritchett anywhere in BFE. Robert,
Pritchett's a good one.
Pritchett's awesome.
Yeah.
We love Pritchett, and it's a great trail. Anywhere in BFE is always just cool. But if we're just gonna go out and relax and
now I don't know because it's been a bit since we've gone out there a lot. But back in the day, we used to go out on Hells. No, on Hells. And on a full moon, and you just go run. I don't know if it's been a minute a little bit since we've done that. So I don't know.
And that's like with city council. It's changed so much. So now they shut down fins and things at night. You can't run it, and they're trying to shut down Hell's Revenge at night.
Which night runs are
They're the
really
best.
cool.
It's midnight, and there's nobody out there.
Especially on a full moon.
Yeah.
That
And
was,
then, the
was
rim.
always our first thing to do. You get into Moab and we're going to run fins and Hells the first night.
Yeah.
It's always a first destination trail.
Yeah. So now you can't run fins at night, and I don't know if they passed it or not, but they were trying to pass it so you can't run Hells at night. So the next night trail is, Poison Spiders are cool, but the rim's always awesome to run. So yeah. I would say overall, probably Pritchett. It's just a cool trail.
Yeah.
You go up to the top, you turn around, drive back down everything, and it's quick. And I mean, it's all relative, but it's just quick and easy. You just go have a good time and you get off. So.
Will you agree that Top of the World is the worst trail in the world?
Yes. Yes, I would. Top of the trail is freaking
Top of the world. Top of the world is the worst trail. Is the worst trail in the world.
Oh my God! Let's drive 376 miles to get to the freaking trailhead, and let's drive up all these stupid ledges, and there's like 15 other views that are way better, way closer to town and way easier. Yes, I agree. It's a terrible trail.
It's worse on the way out. The way out
Yes,
is just,
you're done. You're over it. Yes. Yeah.
I'm over it as soon as I get off the dirt road. I'm like, oh, screw this.
But everybody wants to do it. We got to get the picture. We got to get the picture. I'm just like, dude, the AI's out there, bro.
Yeah.
right.
Do it.
Yeah. I got a picture of no Jeep out there. Just drop it in there.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'll send you the
That's not a
blank.
bad idea, actually. Just start selling that. Photoshop it.
Yeah,
There you go.
100%. When we owned Outlaw, and we would guide every trail, but everybody would come in with their 2 and 4-year-old kids, and we were like, "We want to run the trifecta. Let's go Poison Spider, Golden Spike, and Gold Bar Rim." And I'm like, "You don't want to do that. I guarantee you, I'm looking at all your Jeeps. Yeah, no, you don't want to do that. And you just get onto the Spike." Little Billy and Susie are crying, and they don't have any food left. Mom didn't pack enough whatever goldfish crackers. Her husband has been hammered down all day. Nobody has any U joints left. And we're like, how long till we're out of here? And I'm like, we just hit Golden Spike. We got about another 6 hours to 8 hours till they were moving. And they're like, oh my God. And then we finally get to the obstacles. They're like, we didn't know it was going to be like this. And I was like, dude, yes, you did. I told you exactly how this day was going to go. Not being that douche, but I'm just like, no, you're 4 and you're 2-year-old and you're 1-year-old, and you guys don't need to be out there for that long, especially with the four people you guys are. We've got so many freaking stories about guiding.
God.
So many stories about guiding.
We guided Unimongs across that once.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
It was literally like 14 or 15 hours with Unimogs.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah. So
Nope.
this could be a whole other podcast.
Nope.
Outtakes and a bunch of F words and some other shit.
No.
We don't mind F words. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
F words are fucking fine.
Goodness.
They're fucking fine.
It's funny that more people don't take the advice of experienced wheelers more seriously, because I was under the impression the first time I went out to California to wheel, we did the Rubicon, and then we were going to run 4-dice. I was
Great
on
trail.
I was on 35-inch tires at the time, and my wife and I actually eloped and got married on the Rubicon Trail. So,
oh shit, that's awesome.
That's cool.
So the plan was with our group was the following day after we got off the Rubicon, we were just going to relax, look over our vehicles, make sure everything is fine, and then do 4-dice. A lot of people said on 35s, you're going to really have a hard time, especially if it's your first time on that trail.
Yeah.
So the group that we were with, the biggest tire was 37, and they decided we're just going to go do 4-dice the following day. And my wife and I, just being newlyweds, we were in Tahoe. We're like, you know what? We're going to take the day, and we're going to do the tourist thing. We're going to take this as our honeymoon type thing. So we didn't go.
Yeah.
Well, the rigs that did go to 4-dice, 2 of them broke, and they spent the night on the trail. And I remember people telling me, that trail is very sneaky, unexpectedly hard and difficult, especially on small tire. So we had to break from our little retreat and drive out there with the flat, the low boy, and go pick them up and find a way to get them off the trail. It was just horrible. And I just wish that they'd listened to those same people and said, maybe we don't do this trail.
Yeah. And those are words of wisdom right there. Like, especially if you're in the middle of the Rubicon or 4-dice and you break and you can't get your vehicle off, it sucks to dead toe that thing out. It's a long haul. I mean, they're not going to be the hardest trails in the world, but they are if you break your shit.
Yeah. Even the Rubicon, as easy as it might be, breaking it somewhere past the springs, it can be very difficult even from there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're breaking like at Little Sluice or anywhere, or Big Sluice or anything like that, it's a long tow. Either way, 50-50 if you're coming off the trail or you're going punching all the way through to South Tahoe or to Tahoe. Yeah. But yeah, you said that, but Rubicon's probably one of my most favorite trails.
Yeah.
Just because of the beauty. and it's really cool. We love that trail. We've done it quite a few times, and so but yeah.
To me, I do like the Rubicon, but the beauty of Fordyce is it's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit more pretty than the Rubicon. The Rubicon just has that mystique to it because it's so legendary. But
it's the Rubicon.
The views on Fordyce are just insane.
Yeah.
Especially the crossings, all the crossings too.
As long as the water's low or lower.
Yeah. And for anyone that's listening, don't do what I did and sleep in a hammock. There's bears out there, and the interactions with the bears are not fun. So
you're just a bearito.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. 100%.
Yeah, I love sleeping in a hammock because it's some of the best sleep I've ever gotten. I mean, it's just so relaxing. Just the
Slept in a hammock before.
Oh, it's so good. The gentle swaying.
Can you grab our charger? Yeah. I think it's right over there. Thank you. Sorry, man.
No problem.
Yeah. No, I've never slept in a hammock, but it's super comfortable, huh?
Oh yeah. It's hard for me to sleep when I'm camping, but in a hammock, lights out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, that's good to know.
I used to sleep in a banana hammock.
Whoa! I haven't been in I've seen some banana hammocks. I think I might have seen you in a banana hammock one time, but I'm not sure.
That's good stuff. Running out of juice?
Yep, we're plugged in now.
Okay, perfect. So besides telling newbies or underexperienced wheelers, what's the second best advice you can give to someone that thinks that they're capable and thinks that they're ready for the big trails and they're not? Like, do you just tell them to swallow the pride, or do you be big brother and say, or big, dad and say, tough love, and all right, fine, go have fun, see what happens?
Yeah, and it's a loaded question a little bit. It depends on the personalities of people. Some people you can take out. I think for us, guiding wise, people that have wheeled for 3 or 4 years together and have picked up some really bad habits. And I think when you think you're a good driver and you're not yet, and you're way above your experience level and what you can do, your rig might be built for it, but your driving skill is not ready for it. And this is one thing I always think too. I think you're born with a certain amount of driving skill. You can hone those skills really, really well and become a better driver, but you're going to plateau. And I think we've seen that over the years of guiding people for 8 or 10 years in a row. They start with this, and then they have a $150,000 rig at the end, and then they can't quite do what it should be able to do. I mean, you can just look at racers, and you can look at Lauren Healy, you can Campbell, you can have all the money in the world, but you could throw those guys in nothing, they're still going to finish, they're still going to win, because that's your driving skill. And I think if people can realize what your driving skill is and be comfortable with that, and go do what you can enjoy and what your family's going to enjoy, go do that. You don't have to be catching on fire and rolling over if you can't do that.
And I remember whenever you would guide people in their own Jeeps, and they would say, "Oh, I want to do this," or "I want to do that," and Jim would know if they were capable of it. And if they were, obviously, if they were, you would do whatever they wanted, but you would always tell them, live to wheel another day.
Yeah.
Live to wheel another day.
Yeah, and it's always better to be lucky than good.
It's 100%.
100%. And we try to live like that all the time.
Yeah.
But like we do this professionally all the time, and sometimes you don't feel an obstacle, and you're like, I'm going to bypass it, and then you're like, oh, they bypass. I'm like, it'll be there tomorrow.
Right.
I'll move on. So
yeah, I think it was Gerald Lee. We were on Pritchard, we're on Rocker Knocker, and he took the easy line, and someone said something to him, and he said, "I know how big my dick is. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect.
That's Gerald.
Perfect.
Gerald's such a good dude. We love Gerald. He's a great dude. I mean, we've known him for years, and he just came in the shop the other day or last year. Yeah, he's a good. We like Gerald.
Yeah.
So, but that's it, man. I think if you can learn to be comfortable with who you are and your abilities are, you're gonna have a great time off road. if you think you need to prove yourself every single day, nobody in your crew is going to like you, and you're going to look like a douchebag all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And it's just, it gets tiring out there. Like when we were doing tours, and, you know, the JK saved the Jeep market, really changed the Jeep market. But you know, I have a flat brim, but it's a little curved. But we would do tours, and I would do Hell's Revenge 4 or 5 times a day. And, you know, Dan Mick's probably the only person that's ever done it more than I have. But, dude, we've backed up everything. We drove, and I'm not trying to be one of those guys, but here's what I would see when I'm coming off the trail in Daddy's JK. Hey, bro, you're going the wrong way. And I'm just like, I'd be like, how do you know where I'm going? Shut up, Junior. Move on. But I think that's where I started getting just a little bit of PTSD and some anger issues with that. I was like, I have to check out or I'm going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So,
let Jeremy deal with these idiots.
Yeah. There you go, Jeremy.
Right.
Go for it, brother.
And you're going to pay me too? Okay.
Maybe you know this or not, but is it true Dan Mick used to 2-foot with his pinky toe and his big toe at the same time?
That's a good Dan Mick story. I don't know either way, but I know Dan really well. That's a really great story.
Hard to say not knowing.
Yeah, hard to say that knowing. You know, that's funny, because we've known Dan forever. And when we first moved into town, you know, there was a little bit of this and that. And I was like, dude, I'm baking my own pie. It's all good. And there was something that happened. I'm not going to say what happened. And I was like, dude, you are Dan motherfucking Mick. You're going to make it through this and you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And he looked up at me. He's like, you think so? And I said, dude, you're going to be fine. And we've been great friends ever since that. And I've never, him and I always.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
he gave us a hard time when we came in.
When we first came here.
Of course.
We had our office, and then Jim, I remember one day, Jim was out on.
These are just real stories.
I don't even know where you went.
We love Dan. Dan's awesome as shit. But these are just stories moving to Moab.
Yeah. But you went out on, we had right where Sweet Cravings is. We used to have our office. And you went out on a tour. You were gone all day long, like for 12 hours at least. And Dan came in the office, sat down, and literally talked to me for 8 of those hours. I'm not kidding. He's very nice. You know, he is a very nice guy.
No,
and our daughter thinks our granddaughter thinks he's Santa Claus.
So it's yeah.
It's fine.
So, But no. We love Dan. Dan is awesome. So we're
super
not.
Nice.
We're just telling stories, and they're good stories. So, but no, what a good dude. Now he comments on everything. He's like first guy to be like, dude, are you guys okay? And
very nice.
Congratulations. So, but it's just funny stories moving to Moab. It's a small knit community, and we were outsiders then. So yeah. So, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, we're going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys coming on. Armando suggested it, and I was like, yeah.
And now when you guys get out, you're going to be like, fuck you, Armando. Those guys are terrible. We're never going to have them on again. And we see it. We know.
It's fine.
No way. No way. You're good. You're good.
I'll take it.
It's all good. It's all good. No. It's going to be a one of the good episodes about what it is. We'll interject some video of the lawn darting. We'll show some of the past. We'll make it nice.
No. Dude, we trust you, and it is what it is. We own it, and however it plays out, man, we respect you guys, and thank you guys for having us.
No problem.
For me, the whole idea was the safety and the fact that you guys walked away. That was a key to nail that down. That recreation racing every day, the safety is the only thing that's going to be there to save you. Regardless your head's on a swivel, regardless whatever, some idiot's going to come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And
if you're not having the safety in mind, you're always going to be in danger. So again, for me, that was the hammer down with the safety. Just keep the safety on.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
So,
all right. Well, thank you
guys. Appreciate it.
You guys want to plug your business or your sponsors or anything? Go ahead.
Do it, babe. Do it.
All right, man. We own High Desert 4-wheel drive. We make steering components, Hercules tire, Terraflex, Armor Light. Go on.
Nemesis.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You had to do that, dude.
Terraflex, Jeep, Jeepers Jamboree.
Jeep for sure. Let's see.
PRP.
Yeah. PRP. Thank you.
PRP. Communications. Who's your comm?
I don't know. That Jim just ran out to do. I'm looking at something. He's looking. I'm trying to picture the side of our truck. It is very hard. No, but yeah, just like you said, safety devices are everything. And anytime everybody wants to go out and just, no. Even if you're just out for fun, not racing, out in your Jeep, seatbelt. Okay. Seatbelt is huge. Here, he's back.
Yeah, but yes, I think you guys named everybody when I was looking at our sponsors out there. But yeah, we have the best of the best sponsors.
Yeah.
We appreciate, especially, like you said, Jeep. They've always believed in us. They believe in our program. We just got a new 392 from them to build into a 4600 car, which we started. Terraflex is definitely one of our biggest sponsors. Hercules. They've been, and
the best.
We've been sponsored by, I think, every tire company out there.
They're amazing.
They treat us like kings and queens. So yeah, we really appreciate it. So, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Definitely a fun catching up with you guys. Haven't seen you guys in a little bit, so it's great to catch up and kind of see what you guys are doing and all good.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. See ya.